Welcome to the podcast. It's Mr. Ish. We're here at KIPS Bay Boys and Girls Club, Kutan Clubhouse. It's been a while since I did a podcast. I feel like it's all brand new to me right now. It's been about 3 weeks, probably the longest amount of time that I haven't done a podcast. Well, we're back at it, and we have some gentlemen here today talking about an important topic to them. Who wants to start? I guess we'll start with your name.
Hello, I'm Grayson. I'm 9.
Grayson wants to whisper today.
What?
Who's
I'm
next?
not whispering though.
All right, put the mic a little closer. Just don't breathe so much. Hold your breath. Go ahead, next.
My name is Christian. I'm 9.
Christian, 9, and go ahead.
My name is Angel. I'm 9.
Why you talk so fast? Why you mumble? When someone asks you your name, my name is Christian. I'm 9. My name is Mr. Ish. Like, why you mumble? How you gonna talk to girls? All right, let's not even get into that. Let's not get into that. Let's start what the topic is supposed to be. What are we talking about, guys? What's today's topic about?
Test.
The state test coming up on Wednesday, Thursday, and Monday. You know we off on Friday?
Yeah.
I forgot all about. Yeah. You don't know, Bree, because you're not in the system.
Dang.
We're off on Friday. Yeah, 12 to 6, baby. Give me that money. Yeah, we're off on Friday. I didn't even know. 4-day work week. The state test. So on Wednesday, what test is coming up? ELA? ELA is first?
ELA.
All right.
Math is like
In May, right?
Yeah, May.
So how do you guys feel about the state testing?
Boo.
Huh?
I would rather it be like math on April and ELA in May. That's what happened to me.
Oh, so you rather have them switch around? You rather have a little more time to do ELA?
I have the entire day to do the ELA test.
Oh, so you have the unlimited time?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I have
That means that teacher
like
got to be
10
there forever.
nah.
I got extra time.
You have extra time too? Oh, but you guys.
There's a math teacher, but I don't know what she's gonna bring. She's gonna bring us to an. If you don't finish until like. If the class is going to lunch and you don't finish, one of the math teachers are gonna take you to an empty room and then you're gonna do it there. And then when it's lunch, cause like prep is after that. When it's lunch, you eat. You go to the cafeteria in like a table, and there's gonna be someone with you, but you're gonna be by yourself with a teacher, cause then you could be asking people answers.
Yeah, you could be saying what was on this test and all that. So you have unlimited. So it's not really unlimited. It's to the end of the day, right? So you basically have from the morning all the way to, I guess, 3 o'clock. So you have extra time. You have extra time. What about you, Grayson? Extra time?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys are spoiled right now. So you're not worrying about no time limits. You know, back in the days, it was like 25 minutes to read this. 10 minutes to answer the questions. You got 45 minutes for this. It was quick. But if you have unlimited time, do they read you the passage?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
Not that there's some
um,
kids that get their passage read to them.
Dang.
Yeah, so they in the classroom, and it could be because of the language barrier, and they get the passage read to them by a teacher.
I
and
feel
then they
bad
have
for
to
the
answer the
people,
question.
for the kids in my class.
Yeah, so they got.
There's a new so we had a new student today. So basically, all the Spanish kids in my class have learned English at least a little bit, right? But we got a new Spanish student, and I feel bad for her because she has until Wednesday, and you have to read it by yourself.
Ooh, that could be a problem.
It's only on English.
Yeah, but maybe they'll find somebody to read it for her, because there's no way that she's gonna be able to read it by herself. Oh, but like I told you, you could also opt out of the test. Does anyone know what opting out of the test means? Okay, I'm sorry.
Getting out of it.
Okay, getting out of it. So I think this is probably the last year.
Do you have to pay to get out of it?
No, you didn't pay to get out of it. No, it's not like
Thinking
it's
about,
not like you're
tickets
bribing
to
somebody.
concert.
You're not bribing nobody. I
You
think
ain't bribing the teacher, bro.
no, this is probably the last year that you could opt out of the test. Well, not you. Your parents can, and you don't have to take it. But probably next year they'll make a big deal out of it, and it'll go back to normal. So this is probably one of the last times.
I don't know
Huh?
why, but
What they do? What? Opting out after the pandemic. So when the pandemic hit, because a lot of kids didn't have tablets, they weren't schooled by teachers and so forth and so on. They couldn't make sure that the kids got the right education. So when the pandemic hit, there was no state testing, and now pandemic is semi over 2 years later. But because some kids this is their first time even ever taking a test, they're gonna let the parents opt them out of it, and then next year it'll be back to normal. If you don't pass the state test, you don't pass your grade. That's what I'm assuming.
I'm happy that I didn't have a state test in second grade.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say my class has a extra has a time limit, but I get extra time for some reason.
Okay, it has to be something with your IEP, something that maybe you need longer to read the questions or something like that. But it's nothing, that happens with a lot of kids. They're crazy.
Did you know in my school they were saying we like we still have me personally my school we leave at 2:20, so we don't got until 3 o'clock. So so
But I don't know. I think that you could stay as long as it takes to take the test. Like even if it passes 220, I think that you could stay longer and and finish the test.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, you should ask tomorrow. Ask one of your teachers. I know that in my school, they don't have a time limit. So when they
And
finish
then-
is when they finish.
And then they said to me that they still want you to go to lunch on time and finish. So in writing and reading, we basically read the multiple choice, not the multiple choice. I mean the passage
Uh huh.
in 10 minutes, and then and then and then in 5 minutes we do the multiple choice, or I think it's like the whole thing, and in 10 minutes.
Well, that's
Wonderful question.
um.
Like the whole lesson in 10 minutes. No, like 20 minutes. The whole lesson, 20 minutes. That's
So-
what they try to do for our class because they don't want to staying up for too long.
Or they don't want you to stay out for lunch. You mean for too long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have prep right after.
The most important thing is your breakfast. You gotta make sure you
Yeah.
can go, eat some cereal, get a nice apple in you, get
Apple?
a little bacon, egg, and cheese, whatever, a little mango in the morning. I don't know what you're eating this morning. A little fried
Hey,
cheese and
yuca.
salami.
You could never
Yeah.
catch me eating that in school.
I don't know, but you need a nice,
have a
good
question.
breakfast so that your mind could be ready.
I ate yuca for breakfast.
You got for breakfast?
Yuca con salami.
Yuca con salami.
Con salami.
Con salami.
They call it a tres golpe.
That's
what you eat? A tres golpe?
Sometimes after school I eat cereal or banana before I go to school.
Bananas not well. You talking about before you go to school?
Yeah.
A banana's good. Banana's a little protein. It's a good energy. So are you guys nervous about the test?
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I'm 1% gonna pass the test.
1%, you said?
Yeah, because I practice.
Okay, well that's
I mean,
good.
like, that's like bad, but at the same time, good. I feel like actually like 10% that I might not pass it.
Okay, that's not bad. That means a 90% sure that you're gonna pass. That's a good ratio. I'll take that. The thing about it is it's getting you ready to be tested. It's unfortunately, but the school system needs a way to evaluate you, and this is the way that New York State does it. They do a yearly test to make sure that that you guys are properly educated and are learning at a certain point, a certain stage of your age. So good luck with it.
Mr. Ish.
Yeah.
Did you know I had a test right before spring break? My spring break started on Wednesday, like last week's Wednesday.
So you had an extra day 'cause
I
we
think he
we had
means
Thursday
April
off.
5th.
Yeah, we have to.
We had Thursday and Friday off. You had Wednesday off.
Yeah.
No.
I did
Oh,
not
no,
have
no.
Wednesday off.
You had Thursday and Friday off,
Yeah.
like
we
everybody
have
else.
Thursday, Friday,
Don't try to
yeah.
give yourself an extra day off.
And right before
You took a
the-
test.
Yeah.
What was the test for?
And and then it was math, and the, and then it was so easy. Even the kids that always get 50s and 60s,
Okay, what did you get? What was your grade?
100.
You got 100? All right, you my man.
I'm
So,
surprised.
I could let you hold my money. You could be my finance guy.
Finance,
Finance guy, yeah. The
Wait,
guy that can hold the money and make sure that it's okay.
invest.
Mr. Ish.
Yep.
Um, sometimes the state test teacher that I'm with, they sometimes they let me to do it by myself, or but because my
Well,
teacher
they
told me.
should let you do it by yourself. I
Yeah,
mean,
but some.
I don't think they
But
have too
my
much of a
teacher,
choice.
my teacher told me that I have to read. They have to read to me because sometimes I get confused.
You see, I told you. So Mia is one of the few people that get the passages read to her. There's a whole bunch of different groups. There's people that just take the test. There's people like yourselves that you have extended time. There's people that have infinite time until they finish the test. And then there's also a few people like Mia that get the passages read to them. So, sometimes it could be just it looks confusing. The words look confusing. It could be something with her eyes. It could be just something that she has a hard time reading and understanding it. So they read it to her. So all those things are helpful. So they do give you, some things that are helpful for each person to take the test. But still, some people get nervous and then they mess up.
This proves
If
that
my teacher would read something to me, it's probably like a word or two because like sometimes I have problems pronouncing words.
Okay, but when you can't pronounce a word, you try to sound it out, and then pronouncing one word doesn't really change what the passage is about. So let's say you pronounce the word principle wrong, and it's in the passage. If you substitute principle for something else, and you just say teacher or adult, it's still you're gonna read the rest of the passage and still understand it. So sometimes one word is not gonna mess up the whole passage. I used to read like that. Sometimes words used to mess me up, and I used to just change it, especially with names. Like if the name looks funny, and I just be like, all right, Kyle. Instead of trying to pronounce it all out, I'll be like Kyle. Kyle's the one that did this, and I use the same name over and over, and then I'll just know, okay, this person, whatever the spelling is that they show on it, that's the one that they're talking about. So that's the way I used to do it.
Mr. D. I mean,
can I talk? Can I
yeah,
talk?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, you could
Grayson.
talk, Grayson.
This proves I have unlimited time. If people who still didn't finish that day, they go to the next day.
Oh,
I've
no.
never seen one. I never seen a person go to the next day.
I mean,
No, they don't stay
No.
awake till the next day. We leave. Then when we come back we do the next day. This is why it's Wednesday, Thursday. I
no
don't know.
No, for me, Wednesday is the multiple choice
And
and
then
short response,
and
and then on
Thursday
Thursday is the short response and long extended responses.
I mean, they break it down.
I think.
They break it down for two reasons.
What
They don't
was
want you.
that?
I don't know. They don't want you guys to get overwhelmed. They didn't do that when I was young.
They
Like,
just did all.
That's it. It was all in one
Mr.
shot.
Ish.
Like if I did the reading, we didn't even call it ELA. We just called it the reading test and the math
That's what I
test.
do.
So the reading test was one day, and then the next day was the math test.
Why is reading called ELA?
I mean, they changed it now. I don't know why.
When it was third, second, and lower,
Well, when,
it
when
used to be like that.
well, when you're in the lower grades, you don't even have to take the test. It's really once you hit third grade, third and fourth grade, that you have to start taking the test.
Mr. Ish.
Damn, that's crazy.
When you were like a little, do you your school do state tests or no?
Yeah, they all have to do state tests. So I did state test. We didn't have an option of getting out of it and not taking it. That was an option for us.
Yeah.
And if you didn't pass, you didn't pass the grade. So that's the way it was during my time. But now it's a little more flexible. So even if you do bad, they can maybe get you a
What
tutor.
grade did you do that?
Um, all I remember, the only state test that I remember is, besides the regions, is when I was in sixth grade. I took the test, and they used to tell you what reading level you was in. So I took the sixth grade reading test, and I was like at a ninth grade reading level. So I was like, oh my God, like I'm in a high school reading level. So it was a big deal for me and my parents. Math, I was always at a high reading level. Because math, I was always at a high level because I was really, really good at math. So for math, it was like your level was almost the same thing. So I was probably like at least a 10th or 11th grade in math. So that's how they rated you back in those days. So
Dang,
it was by level.
I'm really smart, so I wanted to be rated.
Yeah, well, I don't know how they rate you now. I don't even know if they even give you scores.
Cause I feel like I am the smartest kid in my class.
You go, man. I don't
Excuse
care what
me.
they say about you. He's giving himself props. He don't need nobody. Your podcast has to be boring. 2 people fell asleep. 3 people fell asleep, and these girls are right now. Their eyes
Can I
are
get
hurting.
water?
How you gonna get water in the middle of a podcast?
I'll tell you why they fell asleep. They're Spanish.
What?
They're
What
Spanish.
does that have to do with anything?
Eliza.
Eliza's Spanish.
Eliza, she just don't want to pay attention.
Oh my God! You woke up. All right, we're gonna have to end this podcast. So now you woke up.
Can I
Peace
get water?
out, slay girl.
What
Peace
the?
out, bro.
She
Can I
said,
get
"Peace
water?
out, Slay." Wait till the podcast is over.
Peace out.
Check. 1 2 1 2. Check.
All right, we're out of here. Good luck on the state test.